what we do every day. We listen to you, give you options for routine maintenance, major mechanical problems, or collision repairs with a staff that's knowledgeable to find the best option for you. Baum Chevrolet Buick, your full-service dealer. See us at BaumChevyBuick.com right from the start.
Your friend in Central Illinois. WHOW.
Top of the morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube. It's brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. My guest in this segment of the morning show, Josh Thielen with the Clinton American Legion, joins us on the phone today. Good morning, Josh. How are you, sir?
Good morning. Not doing too bad today.
Good to hear. Thanks for making time for us. Always good to have you on the program. And what's the Legion been up to lately, Josh? I know you're getting ready for Memorial Day, 4th of July. Have you done much in the last month, though, since we talked?
So the Legion itself hasn't had too much going on except for planning for this Memorial Day event up at the Civil War Monument. We're excited to be able to host it with the other veterans organizations. AMVETS and VFW both help out quite a bit with it. But, we really look forward to Memorial Day, and it's a time for us to honor those that went before us. So.
No doubt. Well, let's dive into Memorial Day there, Josh. And, what does the Legion do for Memorial Day? What are your plans? And just speak to everything that goes on for that day for you all.
So we get up there usually about 9 o'clock, start getting stuff set up, and we go out, and our intent is to remember all those that went before us. So we start off, we've got Drew Goebel coming in as our guest speaker for the day. Jessica Jones is our MC. She'll talk a little bit about the Civil War Monument and what it means for Clinton. I'll be speaking on behalf of General Order Number 11. And then we also have Mark Rogers speaking as well. So we've got quite a lineup of speakers to go over and memorialize everybody that is deserving of it.
Sure. Josh, let's dive into, I'm sure folks wonder out there, maybe what is the difference between, we have Memorial Day, we have Labor Day, we have Veterans Day, we have all these days to recognize veterans, and rightfully so. I'm not trying to suggest we should not, but what are the differences in all of these from a veteran's perspective, your perspective? How about that?
Okay, so the three big ones for veterans specifically are Armed Forces Day, which was actually just this past Saturday, Memorial Day, which is next Monday, and Veterans Day, November 11th. So the importance of each one is Armed Forces Day recognizes all those currently serving. Memorial Day recognizes those that did serve and are no longer with us. And then Veterans Day recognizes those veterans that did serve and are still with us. Mm-hmm. So it's the easiest way to remember all three, to recognize all veterans and all forms of service. Mm-hmm. Labor Day is there to recognize the workforce. So that's everybody's day. If you're working or did work or have worked, you should be recognized for that just the same, because without the workforce, we would have no community. There'd be nothing to provide for anybody if we weren't out there doing what we do every day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
And then, of course, there's Flag Day, and that's to remember the flag and honor the flag and our history as America. Mm-hmm. So it coincides pretty well with 4th of July, and they're only 2 to 3 weeks apart. So they work really well with each other, and they provide plenty of summer fun and activities for everybody.
Yeah, you mentioned Flag Day. Are there other kind of smaller, not smaller, but maybe less celebrated holidays that veterans participate in, or they particularly recognize within the veteran circles? How about that?
Well, I think it comes down to more of like your individual organizations.
Okay.
March 17th is the American Legion birthday. So for a lot of Legionnaires, that's a pretty important date, as that really had an effect on our long-running history as veterans, even though we may not realize it. Without the American Legion, we may not have seen things like the GI Bill, or they would have come maybe long afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
The VA was started kind of in conjunction with what the Legion wanted to do, coming out of World War I. The group got together and said, we need to make sure that veterans are getting the proper care that we deserve as we come back to America.
Mm-hmm.
They met in Paris. They started the American Legion on the basis that they knew they were coming back home, and they may not have a house to come back to. They may not have a job to come back to. The medical care that they need, they knew they weren't going to get. So they started the American Legion on the basis that this organization is going to help us get that kind of care, and we can go to the government and tell them why we need that care. So it's evolved over the last 105 years, and we still see it change. And my favorite part about it is the fact that no matter how small the problem is or how small you may feel, you still have a voice in the American Legion.
Mm-hmm.
You have the ability to make any change you need just by simply writing a resolution saying, I think there's a problem here and this is how we can fix it.
Mm-hmm.
So I love what the Legion has to offer to veterans, even though a lot of veterans may not see that opportunity because they just don't know.
Josh Thielen, Clinton American Legion, our guest on the phone here for this morning with us. Josh, are days like Memorial Day, Veterans Day, Labor Day, those types of days, are those good opportunities to showcase veterans organizations like the Legion and others in a community?
Oh, absolutely. I know for Veterans Day, all three organizations, we work with each other, we travel with each other. We go to all three schools and do ceremonies at each one so that the students get to hear our story and learn more or less what it's like to be a veteran, the understanding of why we do it, why we did it, and why we still serve now. So I love the fact that we've got three veteran service organizations in Clinton, and the fact that all three of us work so well together that when if the Legion's needing help, we can call AMVETS, we can call the VFW and say, hey, we've got this thing going on, we need some help with it. They're right there by our side, and we're right there by theirs whenever we can.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
The fact that we're a small town with all three organizations is very unique in itself, but the fact that we all get along, and most of us are members of all three organizations as well, it just shows how much of a community we can be when we stand together.
Well, Josh, anything else on just the Legion, Memorial Day, anything we haven't touched on along those lines you want to put out there for us?
Well, our Memorial Day starts at 10 o'clock. While we've got guys up there about 9 o'clock getting ready, the ceremony itself is going to start at 10, right at the Civil War Monument. We have two areas for parking. One area is across the street from the cemetery in the open lot on the corner of Center and Woodlawn. The other parking lot is going to be First Christian Church, and they have given us a bus driver and a van so that they can transport people from First Christian Church up to the cemetery and help everybody get unloaded and loaded. So if you don't want to walk from one parking lot to the next, ride the van and come on down. They'll get you up there. So we're looking forward to seeing everybody and having a great Memorial Day service.
Fantastic. Excellent stuff, Josh. Where do folks go? What's the best way for folks to learn more about not just Memorial Day, but the Memorial Day service, but just the Clinton American Legion in general? Where do they go? How do they learn more?
The absolute best way is to look for Craig Bennett, Clinton American Legion on Facebook, and you can message us there. You can do a Google search for Clinton American Legion. It'll take you to our website as well. And all of our contact information is on there. Or you can just give me a call or text me at 217-520-9823, and I will gladly answer any questions anybody's got.
That is, again, Josh Thielen with the Clinton American Legion, my guest on the phone here for this morning. More to come with Josh on the WHOW Morning Show.
WHOW.
Let's check the opening numbers now at the Chicago Board of Trade on this Monday. Jim Taylor, RFD Radio Network. We start the day in the green across the board with corn, beans, and Chicago wheat. July corn up 2 3/4, 4.55 1/4. September corn 4.65 3/4, up 3 1/4. New crop December 4.80 1/2, up 4. July beans starting the day 12.30 1/2, up 2 1/2. August beans up 2, 12.27 1/4. November new crop 12.05, up 1 3/4. July wheat 6.71 1/4, up 20. September wheat up 19 1/2, 6.91 1/2. December wheat 7.15 1/2, that's up 19. July bean meal 366.40, that's down 2.40. And July bean oil 45.65, up 38 cents. Opening numbers at the Chicago Board of Trade on this Monday morning. Jim Taylor, RFD Radio Network.
MR Systems Wireless is your local internet provider for Clinton and surrounding area. They have the products you want and the local service you deserve. MR Systems Wireless Internet service for home or business includes unlimited data, unlimited streaming, and unlimited calling. Plans start at just $48 a month and get a free Roku 4 lease with our media packages. Get the speed you need with MR Systems Wireless. Call them at 935-2100. That's 935-2100 for MR Systems Wireless.
Scott Baum here from Baum Chevrolet Buick in Clinton. Search our big selection of pre-owned cars and trucks by clicking our icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Dr. Bradley Grant here from Midstate Eye in Clinton. Many people aren't aware that vision insurance benefits can be used towards purchasing prescription sunglasses. Find out more by clicking on Midstate Eye icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Once again, a good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. My guest on the phone today, again, Josh Thielen, Clinton American Legion, with us today. And Josh, along with Memorial Day, you quickly, after that concludes, you turn your attention right on to the 4th of July. And I know last year the Legion took on the 4th of July festivities from the Celebrate Clinton Association. Sounds like things went well in year one. How's year two going for you?
Year two's been a little bit rougher this year, mostly on the planning stages and stuff. Time got a little carried away from me, so I'm going to have to rush a little bit, but that's all right. I know I'll still be able to pull it off. We're looking forward to having another successful year. We're definitely still looking for sponsorships and volunteers that want to help out, maybe sitting at a booth or just helping to monitor stuff, the trash. So that was one big thing that I had a problem taking care of last year, and I'm planning on being ahead of it this year. But yeah, we've got a few things in store that I'm hoping that will elevate some of the fun and stuff that the parents and kids were having last year.
Sure. Well, I know, Josh, you were telling me you're looking for some sponsorships for things. I know those are key in making events like this happen. What are you looking for? What do you need?
So we know that some of our costs, we want to have a bounce house this year, at least one, and that's going to run us close to about $500. The porta potties, that's going to cost us another couple hundred. I would love to be able to have more entertainment up on the stage. This year it may not happen, but if we get somebody that wants to sponsor the entertainment and pay for the entertainment to be up there, I would be more than happy to I can quickly get a band in there. So really any individual or business or anybody that wants to donate, you want to donate $5 here, $5 there, maybe you want to make a big donation and sponsor an entire section. We're all for it. We are open to your ideas. If you've even got a thought of what you would like to see me add, I'm open to it. We understand that not everybody has the capability to maybe provide the funding, but if you can provide a little bit of assistance, if you can volunteer and help out, that is still donations to us. That is still a big help in helping us to control and maintain the area. If we have the bounce house, I know I have to have 2 to 4 people that can sit at the bounce house and be able to monitor everything.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, we've got our information tent that I've got a couple people that are going to be sitting at. We've got our 50-50 raffles that we're going to do again this year. So there's a lot of areas where I'm going to need volunteers as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so any help, I've had people say, hey, well, I don't have very much money. It's not about the money. It's just about being a community. It's about helping out and just coming together as a group and putting on a great 4th of July celebration.
Sure. Yeah, you mentioned the volunteers there, Josh. Let's speak to that a little further. What do you ask of your volunteers? What do you need? Do you need anything specifically at this time? Can you speak to that a little bit?
So if I can get the volunteers, I would love volunteers that want to be in the dunk tank. Right now, I'll need a volunteer to be in the dunk tank, and I need volunteers to stand outside and hand out the balls. If I can get that, I don't plan on charging for the dunk tank because the Legion already has it. If I can get it painted and get it ready. We'll also need volunteers that are willing to help keep the trash cans emptied or clean and just pick up general trash and keep the square clean so that we can continue to do this every year.
Mm-hmm.
If I've got the bounce house, I need 2 to 4 volunteers for that. 2 volunteers up at the information tent. We'll probably have some other yard games and stuff like bocce ball or maybe cornhole, or I've got my die-cast races that I can set up again. So we really want to try to bring in a few other events. The decorated bike contest, the watermelon eating contest, that's all stuff that we want to see come back.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to need volunteers for judges. I'm going to need volunteers to help get some of that stuff set up. So one big thing that we're adding this year, and I'm looking for anybody and everybody that's willing to participate, we're adding a parade. So anybody that wants to participate in the parade can reach out to us. I definitely will be needing volunteers that are going to help get everybody in line and in order.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to look at setting up for the parade from 8 to 10 and then have the parade start at 10 o'clock. It's going to follow the same route as the Christmas parade does this year.
Mm-hmm.
It's a short route, but I think for an initial year for the parade, I think it's a great route, and we're really looking forward to having a bigger event this year.
Very good. Josh, just very quickly, I've got less than a minute here with you. Do you mind just giving us kind of a rundown of what you envision the day and event looking like for the 4th of July?
So it's going to start off with our 2.2-mile walk run with the vets that I host every year. That'll start at 7 o'clock. Registration will start about 6:30. From there, we move into setup for the parade, as well as getting the square set up for with all of our vendors. We'll have the parade start stepping at 10 o'clock in the morning. We figure that the opening ceremony should start about 11. And we'll have the decorated bike contest. We're going to have a watermelon eating contest again.
Mm-hmm.
And then just general fun and games going on all day.
Sure.
I might try to look and see if I can work in something like three-legged races and stuff like that, just
Sure.
so the kids can have some fun with it.
Josh, I don't mean to do this to you, my friend. I got to let you go. Josh Thielen, Clinton American Legion, my guest on the phone. Network news on the way.
WHOW.
The Big 1520 WHOW Clinton, 92.3 FM, W222 BG Clinton, 106.5 FM.